So new reports claim that Google is close to purchasing HTC's mobile division. These reports come after HTC released their financial results for the last quarter, where the company posted its lowest revenue totals in 13 years, coming in around $99.69 million.
That's not good.
No, not at all, which is actually a decline of more than 50% when compared to the same time frame last year. There's definitely some history between Google and HTC, but I'm interested to see what you guys have to say about these latest reports.
Yeah, I mean, there is history with HTC and Google. It seems like they enjoy working with each other. I don't know. It would be, Google acquired Motorola. What year was that?
2011 for 12.5 billion.
And everyone was like, "Oh, this is perfect. This is exactly what Google needs. Someone to make phones for them." But then they got rid of them. So
after they took all the, they hijacked all the patents and then sold them off to Lenovo for nothing.
So now is like Google serious about having a manufacturer now that they have the Pixel? I don't know.
It was kind of weird with Motorola because they were trying to kind of keep it separate, and this is before the whole made by Google thing and the Pixels and all that. So it was like, I guess, like just a little bit premature, just barely. They were trying to keep Motorola like a separate unit, and then people were saying, maybe they're going to step on the toes of Samsung and HTC and Sony and all these other OEMs that partner with Google for Android. So now they're making their own devices. So I guess it does make sense now that they would need a manufacturer. And since HTC built the last year's Pixels
and the Pixel last year.
Yeah, and then they're also rumored to be doing it this year with the smaller one. It kind of makes sense. But I mean, as far as HTC's financials, they're slowly been on the decline for, year after year after year. And it's just like a matter of how much lower can they go before they end up selling to somebody. So, I think it's kind of cool that maybe Google might pick them up.
Yeah, they've been trying to get rid of their Vive division, whether they spin it off into its own company or whether they just sell it all together for a while. But this has nothing to do with that, with Google.
Yeah, it's just strictly their mobile stuff.
Just the mobile division, yeah.
Right.
Like, apparently...
sorry, go ahead.
Like, HTC is, like, super struggling even just this year. They had strong sales of the U11, but everything else has come out, and the U11's just been thrown to the side.
Well, the problem with HTC phones, too, is, like, they're great phones, but they don't make that many low-end affordable phones. Like, they do make some, but, like...
Their Desire series, right?
I don't even know what they're called, but, like, Samsung and LG and Motorola and, like, those type of companies, like, especially Motorola, they have, like, huge success with low-end phones.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
And Huawei, I think just recently is supposedly the second biggest Android manufacturer now. I think they just topped Samsung, and that's mostly in part due to all their crazy low-end phones, mid-range devices, and it's always been the case for LG and Samsung as well. So it's kind of hard. It's hard for HTC when they just kind of build. They're trying to rely on just like a flagship, like one hero device, and then maybe a couple of mid-range Desire devices. It's just it's tough.
People forget that HTC actually started out as like basically what they did with the Pixel, where they would make phones for other companies and their name wasn't even on the devices. That's like how they started out. And then, just recently with Android, they started like, starting their own brand basically. So
coming into their own. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah. Hopefully
Android fans would love it if Google bought HTC.
Yeah.
Definitely.
One cool thing that HTC did do is I saw something earlier about they're opening up the squeezable sides on the U11 for like user customization, so you can set that gesture type thing for something else. But I have to figure out exactly how that all works with the U11.
Yeah, and then the upcoming Pixels, well, the small Pixel is supposed to have pretty much the same feature as well. So that's kind of...
And the front-facing speakers, which is going to be... I think front-facing speakers will be cool. At least take up some of that bezel.
Yep, definitely.
But that's been the latest Fancast. And if you have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comments below. And be sure to like and subscribe to the video.
Later.